CEO Nation, what's going on? It's the J Izzy here, Gerard Anderson. Yo, welcome to another edition, episode, whatever you want to call it, of CEO Sundays, man. Super excited tonight. I got that juice for you all tonight, man. Got some exciting news to share with you all tonight. Some things I've been working on for quite a while, and finally got to the place where I'm ready to release it, share it with the public. But it's gonna be life changing, man. I promise you, it's gonna be life changing. Um, so I'll tell you a little bit more. I'm going to issue a challenge to those of you who are watching this, and I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not going to jump into it, but again, my name is Gerard Anderson, and just want to thank you for checking this video out. And my main mission that I always share is to help empower and support 9 to 5ers who desire to make the transition from living that traditional 9 to 5 experience. Those of you who want to break free from the limitations of that traditional 9 to 5 experience. That's what I'm here to help you do. You've been working already for like 10, 15, 20 years, and you still nowhere closer to being where you are or where you want to be financially than you were when you got started working. And that's not an accident. They're just the way the system is set up is to kind of keep you stuck in that place. But we're going to break free of that. I'm going to show you how. And my goal is to create a community of people who are intent on doing that and doing it together. I mean, the journey is better when you can do it together. So I'm super excited. Got a lot to share with you tonight. I'm not going to be before you too long, but I'm going to just go ahead and get started. I always love to start anytime I do a video. I always like to start with confessions, because I believe that your confession brings about possession. So words are so powerful, man. You can literally, God created the world with his words. So much more. And if he created you in his image, he's given you the power to do the same thing, to create the type of lifestyle you want through your words. And so I always like to start my sessions with some confessions. So I'm going to read these, and you can repeat after me if you so desire. And I may expound on them a little bit like I usually do. But let's go ahead and get started. So first confession is, I'm living the lifestyle I desire. It starts with you making a confession. What type of lifestyle do you desire? And I want you to confess now, I am living right now the type of lifestyle I desire. May not look like it. There may be nothing that resembles the type of lifestyle that you desire. But guess what? You have to start with establishing it with your words. Number 2 is, I live my life on my own terms. You see, what happens is a lot of time we're frustrated with where we are because we've lost so much control over our lives. And truth be told, we never really had it. And so part of what I do, if you see my shirt, be your own CEO, part of my mission is just to help people get back into the driver's seat of their lives, becoming their own CEO. And when I say CEO, I mean becoming a controlling economic owner of your life. But before we can deal with the economics and the ownership, we got to deal with the control part. So control over what? Control over your mindset, control over your money, control over your freedom, control over your time. So until you regain control back of those areas, you're going to be frustrated because somebody is pulling the strings of your life. Somebody has more control over the areas that impact your life. More than anything else, somebody else has more control over that than you do. And it's usually your employer. So, not saying that you don't need your job or employer, but I just want you to recognize where the control lies. All right, number 3. I am breaking free of all the limiting thoughts, beliefs, and programmings in my mind. So we are, you are, I am where we are because of how we think. And how we think is usually the result of how we've been programmed to think. And I'm going to get into a lot more detail about that when I share with you what I have to share with you tonight. But just understand, you can be frustrated, you can want to change, you can be um, passionate and full of zeal of wanting to make these changes. But until you change your mindset, until you break free of the programming, until you get out of the subconscious programming, you can want to change as much as you want to, but it's not going to happen because the majority of our lives is run by that programming. And it's subconscious. It's even beyond your awareness. You're not even aware that you're not making most of the decisions that you're making. It's the subconscious programming. So we got to get down to that root and uproot some of those belief systems that we have and get them uprooted and put some new belief systems, plant some new trees in there. And when we get to that place, you begin to see changes in your life. Okay. Um, so that's another big area. I'll talk about that a lot more, but just wanted to lightly hit on that. All right, number 4, I don't limit my lifestyle to my salary. Rather, I constantly expand my means and my streams to support my desired lifestyle. So one of the biggest things that keep people limited is you base your life on your salary. And listen closely, I'm not saying that you don't live within your means, but you don't allow your current salary or your current level to dictate the potential or the boundaries for your life. So, I mean, be a wise steward over your finances. Don't do anything that's going to put you in debt um, or put you in of just being in a compromising place where your finances are concerned. But you got to change your mindset to say, I'm not going to limit my lifestyle, the type of life that I want to live, to my paycheck. And the reason why that's so important is because inflation. I was reading this book and they were saying how back during, it could have been the 60s or 70s, they could get a loaf of bread for like 10 cents and gas was like pennies on the dollar. And look at where we are now, close to getting to $5 a gallon for gas. So the thing is, even if your salary was sweet at one point in time, because of inflation, things continuing to go up, the power of your salary is always diminishing and decreasing. So what does that mean? You have to continually expand your means. So don't settle for where you currently are. You got to expand. You got to expand your means. You got to expand your streams of income and get it to the place. And I'm going to just give you a little hint on what I'm going to be talking about, but get it to the place where you don't even have to worry about money. All right. Our next confession is I have and enjoy life in abundance to the full till it overflows. You are meant to live an abundant life. You're supposed to live in so much abundance till it overflows to the place that you gotta give and be generous to somebody else. That's how you're supposed to be. But that's not where the system wants you at. So you gotta make some changes so you can access that place of abundance that was meant for you. But how does that start? It starts with the confession. I have and enjoy life in abundance to the full till it overflows. All right, my faith and belief dictates what I can be, do, and have in life. Where you are is based off of your belief system. It's based off of your level of faith or whatever you have faith in. So don't let a price tag, a number, a paycheck, a salary determine what you can have in life. Education, don't let any of that determine what you believe is possible for your life. What do you believe? And if your believing isn't as such where it allows you to think you can have what you want, then guess what you got to do? You got to change your belief system. That's what this whole thing is really about. But my faith and belief dictates what I can be, do, have in life. Now, like I said, a lot of times our belief systems are the very things that keep us on a level where we are. So, guess what you have to do? You have to expand your belief system. You have to expand your capacity to think bigger thoughts, believe for bigger things, and act in bigger ways. So, that's what the challenge is. Can you expand your belief system? Can you expand the way that you think? And then number 7 is the word I now decree goes forth and establishes for me the future I desire to see. All right, man, that's money in the bank right there. Um, Let me say that again. The words I now decree go forth and establish for me the future I desire to see. Okay. So, where does it all start? It starts with, what are you decreeing out your mouth? Are you saying things that you don't want to see in your life? If you don't want to see it, and this is a rule of thumb for life. If you do not want to see it, don't say it. I don't care how real it looks. I don't care if it's staring you smack dab in the face. If you don't want to see it there, you don't speak it. Okay. Not saying that you desire, that you don't deny it, but say what you want, decree what you want. So it says in Proverbs 18, death and life in the power of your tongue. So the power for your life, whether it be death or life, comes from what's coming out of your mouth. So there's scripture that says, call those things that be not as though they were. So, man, I do this every day. I have a mortgage. I speak to that mortgage every day, and I tell it, I said, you are canceled, you're paid off, you're dissolved, you cease to exist. Now, I'm still making my payments, but I'm speaking to it every day as it's gone. It's like, thank you. This mortgage is canceled, it's dissolved, it's eradicated, it ceases to exist. And that's the power that you have in your words. Now, you might say, but that's not going to do anything. Well, guess what? It's going to do a lot more than you not saying anything at all. So you just got to get some of these spiritual forces in motion to begin to combat things on the unseen level. All right. So the words I now decree go forth and establish for me the future I desire to see. So here's what I want to talk with you about tonight, man. And I'm so excited about this. Um, think about this. How many years have you been working? And this was an epiphany that came to me. If you've been working, say, let's just say for 15, 20 years, and you're still in a place that you have to worry about money, guess what? Another 15 to 20 years from now, all things remaining constant, you still going to be worrying about money. And money is probably one of the biggest consuming thoughts that people have, more so not having enough money. And I'm not talking about what to do with money if you have a surplus of it, but most people's thoughts around money centers around how to get it or not having enough of it to do the things that you need to do. So challenge yourself with this thought. What would life be like if in 1 year you could get to a place where you didn't have to worry about money? Not saying that you don't give it thought and attention on how to invest it to make it multiply, but what would life be like for you if in a year you did not have to worry about money? That's what I want you to think about, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about tonight. Making the transition, getting to the place where you don't have to worry about money. Okay. So this week, I am going to launch the Be Your Own CEO Academy. All right. And what I just told you is what my mission is going to be. And I'm looking for a solid group of about 30, maybe about around 30 people. So maybe 30 plus who are committed to do whatever it takes to get to a place in the year that you do not have to worry about money. Now, the neat thing about that is you have to determine, and I'm not listening to what I'm not saying that, oh, we're going to all be millionaires in a year. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is get into a place where inside certain things and externally certain things have happened in your life that you do not have to give a worry or a care about money. Now, obviously a part of that is going to be having enough coming in, but it doesn't necessarily mean, ooh, I'm going to be a millionaire. It just means that mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you've gotten into a place where you've taken dominion over money. Outwardly, that means that you have enough money flowing that you don't necessarily have to worry about not having enough because you've done things, you have things in place that is flowing. That's where I want to take the journey with a group of selected people over the next year. Together, we all get to a place of not having to give a second thought in the terms of worry about money. So specifically, these are some of the benchmarks that we're going to hit. All right, take a drink of water. All right, so here's some of the benchmarks over this year. Moving beyond working for money to a place where money is working for you. Come on now, we working way too hard for money. We working way too hard for money. So just imagine at the end of a year, you get to a place where you're not working for money. Money is working for you. Man, that right there is freedom right there. But you know what I'm saying? That doesn't necessarily mean that you a millionaire, billionaire yet. Not saying that we not working our way there, but you at a place where I don't work hard for money anymore. I still work, but my money's working harder for me than I'm working for it. That's 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 the benchmark right there in the next year. Number two, moving beyond worrying about money to dominating money. Have you ever thought about your relationship with money? Do you realize how much money dominates the life of the average person? Money is the primary motivation for getting up in the morning. Money tells you um, how you're going to spend your time. It tells you where you work at, how long you work there. It's all motivated by money because guess what? If the money factor was taken away, you probably wouldn't stay at the job where you are now. But think about how much control money has over the lives of the average person. So imagine moving beyond worrying about money to a place where you dominate in money. And that's where I'm talking about going in the next year. Number three, moving beyond just trying to get money to the place where you can have enough to do what you want to do with it. All right. So let me say that again, moving just beyond trying to get money to now I have money flowing. What can I do with this money that I have? So that's a different thought. Most people's thoughts around money is just, how am I going to get it? Not having enough. How am I going to make it stretch to do what I need to do? But we want to move beyond that to like, I got so much money flowing now that the household is taken care of. Now, how can I move beyond me to be a blessing to somebody else? That's another money benchmark that we're going to hit. Next is moving beyond waiting for payday to creating your own payday. Come on now, create your own payday. I talked a little bit about this yesterday, but in the year, imagine what life would be like if you were at a place where you didn't have to wait till the end of the month or till the 15th for payday, but because of adding value, solving a problem for somebody, whatever the case may be, you create your own payday. Imagine how freeing that would be. Imagine being there in a year. That's the Be Your Own CEO challenge. Um, Next, moving beyond exchanging your time for money to using your money to buy back your time. Think about that, man. Most of our time, most of our hours is spent doing something to get money. You're exchanging your time for money. And we only have a limited amount of time. So for me, one of the biggest reasons why I made the transition that I did from my 9 to 5 is because I just wanted that time back so I could spend more time with my son. So I did that. But now I'm at a place where now I'm going to have to figure out how to use my time to get money to buy back more of my time. In other words, things that I would expend time doing, now I got money to maybe outsource some of those things that other people can do. So let's just say, case in point, I used to spend a whole lot of time out in the yard, cut my own grass on the weekends, man. Was out in that yard for like 3 hours on the weekend. But decided it's like, you know what? I need to leverage my time better. Let's go ahead and pay somebody to do that. And now they take care of it. And I got that time to do some other things. So just imagine getting to a place where you don't have to exchange all your time for money. You can use your money to buy back your time. That's where we going in the next year. All right. Moving beyond needing a paycheck to not needing a paycheck. Not saying that you don't work, but what if you get to a place where you're getting so much residual passive income, or you're getting so much return on your investments, your paycheck is like, oh, it's payday again. I didn't even know that. I wasn't even looking for it. You can just take that check, invest it somewhere, sow it, whatever you need to do. But that's another benchmark of the Be Your Own CEO challenge. Get into a place where you're not even having to look for when is the next paycheck coming, because you got so much flowing, it don't even matter. Yeah, I don't even know when payday is anymore. So that's where I'm challenging you to go with me during this next year. All right, next, moving beyond making it all about you to being able to make it about someone else. Now, truth be told, you got to make sure home is taken care of. So a lot of times there's very little time for you to think about what can you do for other people, because you got to make sure that you're taken care of in your core group. So it's kind of like the analogy that they use on the airplane. If the cabin pressure goes down, when them oxygen masks go, they drop down, you better make sure that you grab yours first before you try to be superhero and save somebody else. So I get that. But guess what? Once your mask is good and you taken care of, guess what? You can start looking around and start thinking like, man, where can I be a blessing at? So imagine in a year's time, you don't have to make it all about you, because you and your core, you set. So now you can get to a place where you can look to be a blessing to somebody else, and you can be more generous to somebody else in need. That's where we need to go at, man. That's where you were destined to go to. That's your God-given right to go to that place of abundance, that you got so much more left that you can be a blessing to somebody else. So how do we stay stuck in the place where you work your whole life and you may be doing a little bit okay, but you really still haven't broken through the way that you know you should have broken through? I meant to the place where you got so much money flowing that it's not even a second thought. How do we stay stuck in this place? Um, just having a little bit left over, or even living paycheck to paycheck, or just plain flat out broke. How does that happen? And I want to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and just tell you a little bit more about the Be Your Own CEO challenge. So here's where it happens at. It goes back to what I was telling you about. It's the programming. So you have to understand, most of the beliefs that we hold as adults, they were all pretty much, and this may sound crazy, but they were all downloaded into us by the time we were 7 years old. And the way that it works is that as children are born in a place where they're born in like a subconscious state where information absorbs automatically into their subconscious mind. So everything from their thoughts and beliefs about money, work, marriage, um, most of the things with life, most of those things have been coded in them by the time they turn 7 years old. Now, 7 years old, you're not even aware of any of this stuff. And that's what makes it so powerful. This program is running your life and you're not even aware that it's there. And so as you grow up older into your teenage years, into adulthood, these programs are running the show behind the scenes of your life. And you have no clue that this is the case. And you start seeing you're getting certain results in your life that you may or may not be pleased with, and you're not pleased with those results, but you can't figure out how to change it. And the reason why is because of the program. So until you uproot those things that were planted in you, um, and replant it with some different things, you're going to stay stuck in the same cycle for your life, bar none guaranteed. So guess what? You got to change the program. And it's not a quick fix, because guess what? They've been there for so long. So you have to really go through a real in-depth process of putting some new thoughts in there, but then those thoughts have to be repetitiously sold into you over a protracted period of time for those thoughts to take root. So it's a process of uprooting and replanting, uprooting and replanting. So that's how you stay stuck in that position, is because of the program. And then you have to think, this system wasn't designed for you to live an independent life. I don't want you to get too independent, because if you get too independent, then you can start moving the way you want to move. You can start making your own decisions, and you don't have to be contained by what somebody else thinks or says. So it's designed to keep you limited. Okay. So those are two big things that you're going to have to break free of: the programming in the system. And it is possible, but a lot of times you don't know where you program at, and that's why you need to be a part of a group or a community that can help you see the blind spots and tell you, it's like, no, that's the program speaking. That's not you right there. That's the program. And that's what's helped me a lot, because there have been a lot of areas that I've been programming. I didn't even know until I started getting around other people and they started speaking a different language. And I was like, why did that hit me like it was such a foreign thought? And I was like, oh, that goes against the programming. So the year ahead, that's my goal, is to take a group of people and let's go through a process that we uproot. Once we uproot the programming, the getting to the place of the freedom and abundance, that's the easy part. I mean, there's so many people talking about how to invest in personal finance and all those different things. All of those things are in place, but you can't get there until you deal with the mindset and the programming. So that's the part that I deal with. That's what sets me apart from a lot of people. I want to help people who are ready to make the transition from the system, mentally, spiritually, verbally, um, emotionally. Once you do that, then we start to stack on the strategies and how to do this, that, and the third. And once you get that, things will start flowing easily. I guarantee it, start flowing easily. But we got to do the foundation work first. And so that's what the Be Your Own CEO Challenge is about. Um, so so if you're interested, like Gerard, I'm feeling what you're saying. I'm in. What do I need to do? So, like I said, it's going to be for a year, and it's a subscription program. We're going to meet every other Thursday, and we're just going to kind of help you to get aware of where you are now. Like, what's the current programming? Where are you now? What's frustrating you now? Where do you want to go at? And each week, every other week, we're just going to go to work uprooting trees, planting new thoughts, uprooting trees, planting new thoughts. And then we'll kind of transition to some more of the practical things of, let's just say, your debt, establishing multiple streams of income, passive income investments. We'll get to all of that, but there's no need to get to that until we take care of some of these things that I'm talking about now. So this is what you need to do. If you watching this and you're saying like, yep, I'm in, I definitely know this is for me, this is what I want you to do. I put the link to the website with all of the information is down in the description. It's beyourown.ceo.com, and it's not be, it's just byour, beyourown.ceo.com. So look through it. I believe in people who take fast action. uh, I have it very reasonably priced. So go and check it out. Early bird special will last for 2 weeks. And let me see. So it'll last through April the 8th. Early bird price, man. I'm all about the early bird. So go to beyourown.ceo.com. Check it out. If you want to sign up, all the information is at the bottom. But I guarantee you, those are for a whole year. I gave you all some very, 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 very good prices. So go ahead and get yourself signed up. those prices will adjust to regular price. We have our first meeting on the 31st of this month. That'll be March 31st. Once you sign up, I'll send you some more information for our first Thursday session. The academy will officially start on that second Thursday in April. But we'll have just an introductory meeting to let you know what it's all about and answer any questions you have. And then we'll take a week off and we'll fully get started the following week. But I'm excited, man. This is the Be Your Own CEO Challenge. In a year, we're going to get to a place collectively that we have no worries about money whatsoever. And it is possible. And guess what? It's going to be much sweeter when we do it together in our community. Okay. So go to the BeYourOwnCEO.com page. Check it out. Go ahead and get signed up. I'll send you all the information that you need once you get signed up. But it's going to be an epic journey, man. And if this is for you, you know it. So don't delay. Don't overthink it. You got 2 weeks. If you need to get your ducks in a row, go ahead and do that. But don't miss this one, man. This is what you've been looking for. I promise you, it's gonna be epic. I guarantee it. All right, well, that's all I have for you tonight. So appreciate you checking us out. Definitely hit the like up, subscribe, share with a friend, and anybody who who are ready to make the transition. Tell them that the CEO transition coach is on the move. So go ahead and get on board. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.